What's up, ladies and gents? This is Mike Headley, host of the Headley Group Real Estate Show. The podcast was designed to show business professionals who happens to have a license to sell real estate how you can make money outside of just selling a piece of property. We are talking to entrepreneurs that's making things happen. Continue to tune in. Hey, ladies and gents, this is Mike Headley. We are back. Another great episode of the Headley Group Real Estate Show, where we highlight people of color in the real estate industry. Let me tell you something. We got a brother here. I wish his wife could have been on, but she had some other obligations. But we saw this couple, and one thing about our show, we keep it real. We saw this couple on social media, and I told my team, I said, we got to get them on the show because I think they are an inspiration for people so they can see, okay, well, we want to go down this road. Evo Group, they are real estate developers, thought leaders, and community builders in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And we got first hooked on to them when we seen these tiny homes that they was building, and they just exploded. Let's give a warm welcome to Majesty. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, brother.
Oh man, listen, man. Like I said, we saw your work, and we had to reach out. So tell us, brother, what was that niche? What you said, I need to go down this path versus the traditional way, single family, multifamily? What was it?
Great question, man. Honestly, it was born of the pandemic, the shutdown, when everything kind of stopped. We saw that there was going to be a need for housing even before that, but when that happened, we knew it was going to be even more needed. So containers are very efficient, man, when it comes to building. All transportation is already outfitted for them, from boats to trains to trucks. So transport is easy. Also, they're like Legos, man. You can build them and customize them however. And prefabrication allows us to do it inside, away from the elements. It just made a lot of sense for us to be able to produce as much supply as quickly as possible, while maintaining the quality and the modern look and everything like that. So that's honestly how we ended up there, is just trying to meet the need. There's about 5.5 million houses that are needed over the next several years. So, traditional stick building just won't get it done if we continue to do the same thing. So that's kind of how we ended up there.
So let's dive into that just a little bit, right? If you don't mind sharing, right? So again, I've never delved down that lane. I've, the traditional single family way, or some multi-family. What does that look like in terms of material? Like, is it insulation? Is it sheetrock? Or what? Like, walk us through that, getting a container up and running.
Well, I like to say first is that when you're inside, you don't know that you're in a container home.
Oh, so wow. Okay.
That same look, drywall.
Okay.
It's the same materials. Where there is a difference is in the insulation. Spray foam insulation only, and that can be costly. So that is one of the most expensive aspects of doing it, but it gives the most benefit as well, as far as temperature regulation, R rating, R factor, all that good stuff. So that's probably the biggest difference. And also, we don't use as much lumber because the container is the frame, the metal. So those are probably the biggest differeces. But once you get inside it, people forget that they're in a container, and until you go outside. And you can also cover the outside with a facade if you're interested in it or whatnot. So it really isn't a big difference. It's kind of what you make it.
So walk me through again, lack of intelligence when it comes. I'm inside. Is it, like you said, there's no difference, but is it cold or more hotter? And what about when it rains?
The installation handles all of that. So the thermal rating is actually better than in a typical house.
Gotcha.
Because of the spray foam insulation, it literally creates a seamless layer of insulation around the entire structure. That covers the sound. It also covers the temperature. So it's perfectly insulated, and the temperature is regulated, and the windows that we use also are thermal rated. So yeah, everything. It's not cold, or it's whatever you set the AC to.
Okay, got you. Whatever you set the AC to. Now, the actual container, the ship containers, are they ordered, or you just can you grab anyone and just rebuild it, or what does that look like?
You can.
Okay.
We use new containers.
New containers. Got you. New containers.
We don't want to take the chance of anything.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, China produces 99% of containers, so they kind of have a monopoly on that.
Okay, just educating me on that. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, and one of the ways that we benefit is that at the moment, the United States doesn't produce a lot of exports. So what happens is China sends something over here in a container, and then we don't have anything to send back. So those containers are sitting at the ports, and we typically get those, and those are called one-trip containers.
One-trip containers.
And you can build with older containers, as you see a lot of people do with the dents and the rust, but that we don't take those chances.
So, in terms of the actual putting it on a plot of land, I'm quite sure there's a lot of regulations with the local municipalities, and I know you don't know all of them throughout the country, but is it pretty much clear across the board, or would you think there's just something different?
Every jurisdiction, every municipality kind of has it a little different. Typically, the metropolitan cities with the larger populations, they're the most friendly when it comes to using it as building material, because they need to supply.
Correct. Makes sense.
When you get to the outskirts, that's when they start saying, hey, what do you have going on? But one of the beautiful things about what we do in prefabrication in general is that when you build inside, when you build off-site in a factory like we do, what happens is we get regulated by the state. The state actually inspects our units. And once we inspect one unit, we now can replicate that unit as much as we want throughout the state, and every municipality has to accept it, because now we're operating at the state level. So when we go anywhere in Georgia, we just show them the state approval, and they have to accept it no matter how they feel about it.
Nice. So a person right now, and again, I know you say each jurisdiction is different. So a person right now in Illinois, I know it's in Chicago, a small town, they said, I got a plot of land. It would be best for them to go through their jurisdiction to figure out what's needed and not.
Yeah, definitely talk to them and see, what they'll be open to. Now, the International Building Code permits this. So on an international level, but when you're dealing with local offices, they kind of, they can work things out how they want to. They can lose the
facts. Exactly.
So, that you can argue that, but they are accepted internationally based on the building code.
So I see that you saw that there was a need for affordable homes in key communities, right?
So,
what was that? You just happened to see it, or you said, something, there's a need here and I need to fill this?
Well, I mean, one, I think we all of a certain hue have a similar upbringing, and we lived it,
Correct, exactly. So that's right.
We didn't know it when we were younger, but you older, you realize that. So
Correct.
Our communities, I saw that, we need housing. I mean, we started out in real estate, locating deals for larger funds and developers. So we saw what was going on as far as the gentrification. And we saw immediately, you could see what needed to happen. The areas needed to be beautified, except we needed to keep the people that were in that community. So that's really kind of been our mission from the beginning, even when we were dealing with traditional stick-built homes. And we still deal with traditional stick-built homes on the side as well. But the ultimate goal is to provide quality supply to communities of color.
And actually, you just took the words right out of my mouth. That was my next question. See, you still specialize in single family. Is it more of a high priority, or this process which you're doing now takes precedent?
The process, what we're doing now, takes most of the precedent. I'd say probably about 80-20. But realistically, though, we also have to give attention to the existing supply. There's a lot of existing supply, and we just didn't want to be, naive or just overlook that. And we work with the traditional stick built more through our nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
Exactly.
Okay.
There. So that's what we do there. But ultimately, like I say, our goal is to get supply, increase supply specifically for our people.
Okay. So Lisa or Eric or John or Jane Doe sees these containers and says, I am interested. Can I get a loan on this?
Yeah, actually.
And what kind of loan? Regular traditional loan?
Traditional mortgage, yeah.
Okay.
Traditional mortgage on it. As long as you affix them to a foundation similar to a traditional stick-built property, then you're good to go as far as that goes. When you just set it on the ground, you know, like where it could be lifted up and just taken off. That's
personal property.
That's more exactly.
Okay. Wow.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our show. We're gonna interrupt you real quickly. We are in the business of referrals. If you know someone looking to buy or sell, residential or commercial, here in the North Carolina area, refer us. We really appreciate that.
You know, have you ever, and again, I've never seen, I'm quite sure you have, or is that you all plan to do a multi-family? Or am I going too far ahead? Is that
no? You're
okay.
exactly on the right track. Yes, sir.
Okay.
At the moment, we have designs to go as high as six containers high. As far as that, and we're working on some small apartment units in Atlanta right now, and we're working with the city of Atlanta on that. So yes, this is a solution that is not only for single family, but also for multifamily and also for commercial and retail purposes as well. So it's a solution all across the board. But yes, sir, definitely multifamily, and it's being done in a few areas. For example, our team, including our architect, did two temporary hospitals during COVID with containers.
Wow.
So a lot of applications for them. And then we're able to take down that temporary hospital and then use those containers again for something else like retail units or possibly multifamily or whatever. So it's a lot of applications for it. We're just scratching the surface.
I like that. What would be the number on a container? And I'm quite sure square footage definitely applies, but what is the average dollar cost?
Like the all-in cost for like a house or something?
Bingo. Well, not all. Just say I'm interested in this container. I'll do the fix-up later, but I want to buy it as a shell.
Oh, just the container.
Correct. Just
okay.
Container.
The containers right now are ranging anywhere between about $5,000 to I'd say about $7,000, and that's for the larger 40-foot high cube containers.
Okay.
And it fluctuates almost like lumber, but that's typically about the going rate. I mean, we get a good rate. Obviously, we're buying in bulk. We have the relationship with Jane Doe or something like wants to get one. Somewhere between about $600 to $7,500.
$675 and completed from worst case scenario. I wanted marble floors, granite countertops. What does that number look like?
Yeah, we don't use those materials exactly.
Okay, I got you.
But if you, I'd say that'd be closer to like, and I'd probably do it by the price per square foot.
Okay.
But anywhere between about as low as about $135 per square foot.
Okay.
I'd say about 200. But at the end of the day, we're definitely competitive when it comes to pricing in the market, and what we're seeing right now for most builds is somewhere about 200 and higher for traditional builds in Atlanta specifically. And we're way below that, and we're delivering quicker. So you know, it's a solution for a lot of reasons.
So when you say deliver means we got it decked out, ready to go. Here it is, or here it is as a shell.
Oh no, delivered, completely decked out. Move in. Bring your furniture.
Oh wow, really? Okay. And so now, in terms of, do you say to the applicant, do you have all that worked out with your local municipalities, your jurisdictions? We're just dropping off, or do you help them with that process?
At the moment, we actually take a full service approach in the sense that we take the risk of all of that. We develop we present it when it's done. Or whatnot. We've already taken care of all of the entitlements, all the zoning, all the permitting, all that good stuff. And we put it in place, and all you have to do is finance it and move in. We have people interested in kind of working together in that builder format, but that can be a little bit more difficult, especially because it's a newer concept. We prefer to take a full service approach, and we'll deal with it. You just come when it's time to move in. That's it.
It's time to move in. So if Eric Shaw, Jana John Doe says, and I'm quite sure it depends how big the yard is, I have a single family in the front. Can you put it in my backyard?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Now, definitely that. Yes, we do ADUs as well. So that's very similar. But either way, we try to take as much of that process off of their hands. One, we know the process, we have the relationships. It just makes it easier or whatnot. And so we kind of just deliver it. When I say delivered, it's everything's done.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
So is it whereas though with new construction, single family, people may say, I don't like this color, I don't like that color. Are they help customizing?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they help. They give their ideas and everything like that. Okay. We work through the process together as far as finishes, colors, everything like that. But as far as like getting it done, procuring the materials, things like that, we take care of all of that.
Wow, that's nice. So I take it you get a lot of investors, big box companies thinking, hey, I want to partner with you. Is that the new thing there? Yeah. Because you're on a cusp of something that's not has been done of lately,
Yes, sir. And that's actually how we got to the point that we are with our new facility, is by partnering with a large Black development firm that wanted to get into this market, and so we kind of joint ventured on that. But yes, we get approached by a lot of companies, but it was important that we worked with one that understood kind of the culture and the community, and had a track record for that. So yeah,
and not trying to come behind you, take it over.
Exactly. Yeah,
you got to watch out for that. So let's transition to, you just said it, to the new facility. Let's tell us about this wonderful facility you have in Atlanta. You said South Atlanta, I'll take it, right? And you're about to put jobs out there. You're about to do some hiring. Let's dive into that a little bit.
Man, it's a blessing. I don't want to get religious and everything like that, but it's definitely a blessing. We built our first container situation in a parking lot. And it was just, honestly, it was like intuition, or what you want to call it. Just, it was spoken to us to do it. And now we're now building in a 220,000 square foot facility inside, and it's so big sometimes they just look at it like, wow, we need some help, but it's a beautiful thing. And that's why we're looking to hire 200 full-time workers within the next 5 years, and actually have a partnership with the state of Georgia to do so. So yeah, like it's a lot of things moving, and we're just blessed to be in this position and looking to work with great people. But yeah, the facility has changed things for us. We're able to bring in anywhere between about 30 to 40 containers inside at one time, and work on them inside out, away from the elements. Inside in a regulated environment, all of that good stuff. So we're really turning it into a full-fledged manufacturing facility where we're creating these containers. And
kudos to you, brother. You said you and your wife. The fact that you're you all innovators, even though you're not creating the container, but the fact that the concept that comes behind it, I definitely have to applaud that. Considering that, people may say, I want to learn. Do you have training, some courses, or like what do you do to, outside of, I'm quite sure you do these interviews and you're heavy on social media, and I know you're probably being pulled in so many different directions. What do you do to try to pass something on, enlighten, or just to the eye or the ear that want to listen?
Man, one, I'm very active on social media, in the sense somebody messages me, I'll message back. It may not be immediate, but I message back, and it's me messaging, literally. So,
nice.
If somebody's interested and passionate, seriously, then I'll respond back and try to give whatever information I can. But on a larger scale, I like to create a lot more content. We're working on that as far as capturing what we're doing, like the different stages, like framing, installation, all that stuff, so people can see it, maybe be motivated or whatever by that. But on another level, we're also creating a workforce development program that people can actually participate in and come in and learn different trades, from welding to carpentry to even glazing. We have a glass fabrication section at our in our facility, so you can learn how to do that as well. So that's the ultimate goal, to reach more people, is between content creation and the workforce development program. But at the moment, I'm just available when I'm available. Try to give some information.
Well, the reason why I say that is because the fact that you're steady rising, and I know you'll continue to grow, but after a while, then the demand of you and say, hey, listen, because I've had people on the show now, as well as I follow people, it was kind of that same path where I'm just kind of helping out, then people are tugging at you so much. It's like, what can I create to still help them and not alienate them? That's why I asked you that question.
Yes, and I appreciate that. I'm open to suggestions.
Nice.
Definitely getting to that point where have a conversation with everybody.
Exactly.
Hey, but I want to be able to give as much value as possible.
Correct.
In the most efficient way possible. So I'm definitely open to that. But that's why we do shows like this. You know, to get the information out.
Nice. And the fact is, brother, like I said, we just met. The genuineness and authenticity, you know, I pick up on that energy, because you and the reality is that some of us, we want to take the approach. We sell a course immediately, but really don't have a solid foundation to back it up. It's more sell the course than actually what the product or service that you're offering, which in your case, you're saying, I got some valuable, right? And I'm not doing a course thing. So like I said, kudos to you again on that.
Quick commercial break. If you're interested in a career in real estate, or you're a seasoned vet, you might want to change. New environment. You don't like the atmosphere you're in. The Headley Group Realty could be there to assist you with your career. What do we offer? Great culture, great environment, leads, and an awesome commission structure. Let us be there to support your business. One thing, you got to be in the state of North Carolina. Let's get back to the show.
Let's segue into that nonprofit, right? I know, let's talk about that nonprofit and how much that has helped you and you helped others with it.
Yeah, the nonprofit is called Push Ministry. Push stands for Persist Until Success Happens. And that's something that I stand strongly by, like my life and everything, as far as goals and targets. And it's something that other people should live by as well. Like, we all have greatness in us, and it's just about like pushing through it and getting to it. So that's what the nonprofit is about. But it's focused on specifically, I guess you could say, the lower income aspect of things.
Okay.
Everybody isn't in a position to buy a house.
Correct.
And one of the things that we do right now, a program that we're administering with the state of Georgia, is to offer grants up to $60,000 for homeowners to fix up their homes. And typically it's senior citizens that their spouse has passed, and they've been in the house for over 50 years, and their AC has gone out, their children don't come around anymore and whatnot, but we give them $60,000 to fix up their house for free.
Nice.
And make sure that the work gets done. So we just want to build up the community. We can't just build new construction and then leave.
Correct.
We want to build up the entire community, and that's a part of that's what Push Ministry is for, is to provide those supportive services for the community. We also have a food bank where we work with Publix and some other Whole Foods, and from the fresh food that they have that they would throw away, they give us the opportunity to get it and redistribute it to the community. And different things like that. Holidays, we do drives and everything like that. We're just trying to maintain pillars of the community and let them know that we're here to build up or whatnot, not just here to make a profit and leave.
Truly blessing, brother. Too much is given, much is expected, right? So you carry that tradition on, and that's why you'll continue to get blessed.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Now we talking about all the great things, right? We do know, in just doing a business, boy, to be them days when you be like, what what happened now, right? Like give us a story where you clearly you've overcame it, but you was on the tip just to say, oh man, I don't know. You kind of questioned yourself a little bit.
Man, I can think of so many, man. And I'm glad you pointed that out, because, we do talk about the good and don't talk about the bad.
Correct.
Challenges, I would say. Man, it's just, it's been so many times, especially, I would say COVID probably was one of the biggest times. It's because we had to change all of our staff to remote, and then figuring out the hybrid thing, and then projects, and then the supply chain, and not only the actual pandemic with people getting sick, you know, a lot of different issues, investors pulling out and getting scared because of the shutdown, contracts being pulled back because people lost funding, different things like that. At that time, I would say COVID was definitely a struggle for us. But one thing that I believe in is, even when you have struggles like that, is to pour in more, or find some way that you can pour into something, so that you can get that momentum going and keep that good energy, that productive energy going, even when it's difficult, kind of like tithing with your last, or whatnot. And you know, that kind of pushed us through. But there were some areas and some times where it just didn't seem like we make it. And, you know, we spent a lot of our career financing everything ourselves, you know, and having to do deals on the side so that we can continue to put the money, you know, into this. So we're just now getting to the point where, you know, it's producing income that I guess you could consider like a profit or whatnot. But, you know, we looked at it as whatever money we needed to keep things going. So I would say COVID, the year of COVID, that was very difficult for us, 2020.
2020, gotcha. But you know, some brother Majesty, you, like I said, definitely light us with so much good things. It's, you know, a lot of times, you know, like you just said a minute ago, just in terms of just business, people think it's always peaches and cream. It's like, nah, I gotta, you know, I almost gave up, or I had to sell this to keep things going. But, you know, it's this quote I live by, is that I train my mind what my eyes can't see, right? And you saw the vision before it even came to fruition. So, like I said, kudos to you on that. Brother, listen, man, you definitely gave us some good jewels. And again, we definitely don't want to take too much of your time. I know it's been short. We can talk all day on this right here. We ask every guest to give us two golden nuggets, whether that be a scripture, a book, a quote, or anything that keeps you going, or that you feel as though it could pass on to the audience. Go ahead and go.
Man, one is that I always tell people they have more power than they even know. Like you have greatness in you, you have power in you, and never think that, you know, don't identify with weakness in that sense. And also persist until success happens. Whatever you want in life, just keep going. You don't fail until you stop. So just keep going. Even when it gets hard, push through. The breakthrough is usually right after the push through. So just push through.
I like that, brother. I like that. So I always ask this final question here before we wrap it up. Is there a question you wish I would ask that you would like to answer?
That's a good one, man.
Gotta catch you off guard a little bit.
Good one. I guess maybe more so about the current state of things, because I think we can all agree that things have things have been crazy since 2020, but taking an interesting turn, even like today with the Roe versus Wade and you know, and even like with crypto. I mean, nobody's talking about it, but you know, like, you know, just everybody, I would just say, you know, it's important to talk about just being smart-minded when it comes to your money and everything, and being just paying attention to everything that's going on and taking care of yourself.
Brother Majesty, like I said, I appreciate that, brother. We're gonna give definitely shout out to Evo Group. He's doing some wonderful things with his nonprofit, as well as with doing things with his facility, the tiny homes he's doing, as well as with his new facility he's got coming up in Atlanta. Again, you need a job, holler at his brother. He said he got positions opened up. Want to thank you, brother, for being on the show. You are an alumni now, right? So definitely would love to have you back on the show. And again, we thank you all, and we'll see you next time on the Headley Group Real Estate Show.
Hey gang, I hope you really enjoyed that show. Our guests provide us some great tips and insight, and please support them on all social media platforms. And while I'm saying that, support us on all social media platforms, and don't forget, watch the entire video on YouTube. We'll see you next time.